Welcome to day 12 of the 30-day beginner yoga challenge. We are going to focus on bow pose today. It's a somewhat more advanced posture, so we're going to build up to it gradually, and I'm going to give you lots of different options. So don't feel like you need to do the full pose today if it's your first time attempting it. Just ease into it, work up gradually, come back to this one a few times, and then eventually you may be able to do the pose. It's not one that you want to push to get straight away. We're going to start off in cat-cow, so we're going to go onto hands and knees. We're going to tune in with our breath here, so we're going to start really warming up the back. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Do one more each way. And then we're going to circle our hips around. So you're going to send the hips forwards and then around to the left. Draw a circle in the air, take them back by the heels, round to the right. Do one more circle that way. And then circle back in the opposite direction. So 2 circles in the opposite direction. When you've done that, come back to the centre. We'll do 3 more cat-cows. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Final time, go with your breath. And then we're going to do our sunbird flow. So we're going to extend the right leg back and maybe the left arm. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round your back. Draw your knee to your elbow, or if your hand is down, it's just knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, rounding, squeezing in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, back to hands and knees. On to the opposite side, so left leg and maybe right arm. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow or knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeezing in. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, extend, exhale, back to hands and knees. We're going to come into a plank, walk your feet back, hold your plank position, take a deep breath, and then lower your chest between your hands. Extend your arms back behind you. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and then just keep going with your own breath. So as you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, lower back down. Really roll your shoulders back. Lift up using your back, opening your chest. Imagine your arms are being pulled back behind you. Someone's got hold of your hands and they're pulling them back to your feet. Keep your neck nice and long. And then we're going to lift and hold. So inhale, lift, and then keep breathing, breathe deeply. Keep rolling your shoulders back. Shoulders come down away from the head. Arms stretching back behind you. And then release back down. Take your hands under your shoulders. Lift up into downward facing dog. So come up through hands and knees or up through a plank. Downward facing dog, slide the shoulders back, spread the fingers wide, send your hips back, maybe pedal out your feet if you're feeling a bit loose in the backs of your legs. Look up to your hands, step your feet forwards, forward fold as you exhale, release your head. And then inhale, step your right leg back. We're going to come into our crescent lunge from yesterday. So drop your right knee to the floor. Inhale, arms up overhead, or remembering your different options. So from yesterday, you could either have your arms up, hands on your thigh, or hands to the floor. So holding there. And then we're going to have the option to add on. So take your hands to your thigh just for a moment while you set yourself up. You're going to bend your right knee, lift that foot off the floor. Take your right hand around, see if you can find your foot Maybe you can find it, maybe you can't. If you can't find it, just stick with your crescent lunge. You're still getting a nice deep stretch on the front of your right leg. Just if you want a little bit deeper, then you can start to squeeze your heel in towards. So draw everything back to the centre, hold there. Maybe you can take your left hand back and you can find your foot with two hands. Release, take your hands back to your thigh, drop your foot down. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Hop your right foot forwards, forward fold. Release your head. Inhale, step your left leg back. Rest your knee and tuck the toes. And then either hands to the floor, hands to the thigh, or sweep your arms up into the air. Relax your shoulders, take a few deep breaths. Remembering all the key points from yesterday, you're strong in your hips and your legs, your front knee doesn't go beyond your ankle, you're not just letting go and dumping down in the hips. Inhale, exhale, hands to your thigh, bend your left knee, and then maybe you find your foot. Maybe you don't, maybe you think, I'm just going to have my hands on my thigh today. Maybe you can find it with your left hand. Maybe you can find it with both hands. Roll your shoulders back, holding there. Find your balance. Release with your hands, stretch your arms up. Exhale down. Step back to your plank and then lower all the way to the floor. So you're going to bend the knees, take the arms back, see if you can find your feet. So maybe you can find both feet. If you can find both feet, then you're going to hold there. You're going to see if you can hold your ankles and flex your feet. If you can hold your ankles and flex your feet, just hold there. If that's uncomfortable, you go back to holding your feet. If you can find one foot but you can't quite get both feet, then you're going to just extend one arm out in front of you, so you're going to do your half bow. If you can't find either of your feet, or you can but it's really uncomfortable, you're going to extend both arms and both legs. So you've had your little test and you can see what you can find and you know what options you're going to do. So we're going to start from the basic one and then gradually build up. So we're all going to extend. Both arms out in front, both legs out behind you. Inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg up into the air. Head and chest lift. Hold for a breath. On an exhale, release back down. Switching sides. So left arm and right leg. Inhale, lift. Breathing as you hold. Exhale, back down. Any back issues at all, you're going to just keep repeating that. So as I give all the different options, you're just going to lift one arm and one leg and then lower, and then the next time lift the other arm and the other leg and lower. So the next option is both arms and both legs together. So we'll do it twice. So if you're just doing one arm, you can do one the first time and then the other one the second time. So inhale, lift. Whichever option you're doing, holding there, breathing. Look down to the floor so the back of your neck is long. Exhale, release. Take a breath. If you're doing one arm and one leg, switch sides. And then inhale, stretch and lift. Holding there. Make sure you breathe deeply as you hold. Squeeze your glutes, lift your legs. Keep your core strong, engage your abdominals, and then release. And then we're going to take the right arm back behind and find the right foot. So those that can hold onto the foot, you're going to hold onto your right leg. Inhale, lift, and see if you can lift your right knee slightly up off the floor. Holding there, take a few deep breaths. and then slowly drop back down. So switching over, bend your left foot, so bend your left knee, reach around for the foot, right arm extended out in front of you. Inhale, extend and lift. See if you can lift your left knee up. Holding there, breathe deeply. And then slowly release back down. Take your hands under your head. We'll do a little pause before we go into the full pose. Maybe rock the hips from side to side, loosen up your lower back. And then relax your whole body. Just take a few deep breaths here. As you inhale, feel your abdomen pushing down into your mat. As you exhale, feel everything completely relax. So we're going to do our bow pose. We're going to do it 2 times. So those that aren't going to do the full bow pose, those that weren't able to very comfortably find both feet behind them, you're going to either hold onto one foot, come up one-sided the first time and then switch the second time, or you're going to extend your arms and legs out in front of you, do both arms and both legs together for both of the times that we're going to do our bow, or you're going to have arms and legs extended, one side lifts the first time and then the other side on the second time. So listen to your body, see what felt the best for you as you went through those different options. When you're ready, find your position, so either arms extended, one arm extended and the other holding onto the foot, or bend both knees, reach round for both feet or both ankles. So if you can find the ankles and flex the feet, then you can do that, or you can just hold on to wherever you're able to reach. Bring your knees in line with your hips, so the knees tend to kind of splay out in this one if you're not careful. So squeeze the inner thighs together, keep the thighs parallel, roll your shoulders back, and then inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, maybe lift your knees. Kick your heels up into the air, roll the shoulders back. Use your arms to lift your legs and then try to extend your legs to lift your chest. Take a deep breath, squeeze the inner thighs together, exhale, release, slowly lower down, take a breath, reset everything, maybe you need to choose a slightly different option. Inhale, lifting up, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your knees if they will lift, and hold there. So the knees may not lift off the floor, but just internally imagine you're lifting them up. Slowly release. And again, we're going to take head onto hands, rock the hips from side to side, feel the lower back relax, and then take some really big deep breaths. As you exhale, letting everything go. Come onto your hands and knees. We're going to do thread the needle. Turn your left palm so it faces up. Inhale. As you exhale, slide the left hand underneath your right hand. Spin yourself around. Rest your head and chest down on the floor. Maybe close your eyes. Take a big breath in and out. Come back to the center. Switching over, turn your right palm up. Inhale. As you exhale, twisting around, slide your hand under the left arm. Rest your head and your shoulder down. Big breath. And then take your hands back under the shoulders. Bring your big toes together, knees apart. Take your right hand in front of your left hand. Inhale. As you exhale, sit your hips back into child's pose. Rest your head down either on the floor or you can rest it on your left arm. And hold there. So everything is relaxed. Apart from your right arm, keep your right arm active. stretching up to the left corner of your mat. So you should feel a nice deep stretch all along the right side of your chest. Gradually come back to hands and knees. Keep your legs in your child's pose position with the knees out wide. Take your right hand underneath your right shoulder and then left hand in front. Inhale, exhale, sit back to your child's pose. Head resting either on your right arm or all the way to the floor if it can get down. Hips sinking back, everything relaxed. This time your left hand is active and you're wiggling the fingers up towards the right, top right corner of your mat until it can't go any further, and then hold there. Nice big deep stretch all along the left side of your body. Come back up onto your hands and your knees. Bring your knees slightly closer together. We're going to do a different variation of our child's pose. We're going to sit back onto the heels, take the hands back behind with the palms faced up, and then fold over the legs and let your head rest down. So your back is more rounded in this one. Let the arms just drop down, so let the elbows hang down to the floor. And then if, to get your head down, you end up with your hips way up in the air, you're going to rest your head on your hands like this. Or you can place a few props under your head. If you can comfortably get your head down and your heels stay in contact with your hips, or your hips are just close to the heels, then you can take the hands back behind. Feel everything round over the thighs. Feel your whole body relax. So this is a little bit more of a restorative version of our child's pose. Kind of like giving yourself a little hug. Feel your breath really slow down. One more deep breath here, and then we'll get ready to finish. Slowly roll up. Up into your kneeling position. Roll the shoulders back. Find your seated position. Sit yourself tall and upright. Take a little bit of time to get comfortable. Shoulder roll forwards and back. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then send them away. Slide the shoulder blades down. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your chest to finish. Namaste. Well done for completing today's class. It was a bit more of a challenging one today. Just remember to listen to your body, build up to these challenging postures really slowly and carefully. So obviously in video form I can't see what you look like or what you're doing, so you have to be really mindful and kind of own that yourself and make sure you aren't pushing yourself too far. So keep your practice slow and steady, building up to things gradually. Tomorrow we are going to do dancer pose. So it's a balancing posture, standing balance on one leg with some of the elements of our bow pose. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.